morning, everyone. So I just am gonna share some ponderings with you guys. Sometimes if I have a span of time between videos, I'm kind of gnawing on something, and so I've had and I think you guys know this word, culmination and collaboration has been coming a lot to me, and along with healing and forgiveness and what does all this mean, right? And so I think we're all on our own journey, of course, but those who have been on this journey and the people who have been seeing this stuff for a while with me, you've probably taken some of the Joe Dispenza classes. You're probably familiar with Carolyn Leaf and Neville Goddard. Maybe you're not. But I wanted to bring all of this into one today in an experience that I've had in the last few weeks. So, as we go through life, well, let me start by saying, of course, you guys know I love to watch near-death experiences. I'm so fascinated by what really is, the spirit that we really are. And so, there was one lady I watched, and her name was Nancy Davis. Last name starts with a D, forget. But she talked about, she had her near-death experience, but that spirit sent her back with a very clear message about how to bring about things in your environment. And she said it was very, very simple to set an intention and put your attention on what you want and let go of old beliefs, limiting beliefs. And so I've had this experience in the last couple weeks of letting go of old story, and it ties in with Joe Dispenza's rewiring your brain. Also, if you listen to some of the testimonials from the people who have been through Joe Dispenza's program, the main thing that they say through those is that they quit identifying with whatever it was that they wanted to change. And Carolyn Leaf talks about rewiring your neurological pathways, and the letting go process talks about letting go. And religion speaks of forgiveness, and modern society, mental health, speaks of healing. It's all the same. That's what I've had an experience with. It's all the same. Meaning, it's this moment by moment, because it's all now, right? Everything is now. This moment by moment letting go of old story. So you can think of old story as a hamster wheel, right? Something happens in life, something shows to you to be whatever it is. Or even it's an old emotional pattern, and you simply find yourself getting back on that hamster wheel. And you're spinning on it, and you're spinning on it, and the old story wraps you up again, and the facts get in the way, and you start spinning with it, and you simply just picked up old story. And so when we talk about letting go of limiting beliefs, it's letting go of old story, moment by moment. Even if you still have the feelings of the old story, you're choosing, you just become aware that is old story. And the letting go process talks about, and Rhonda Byrne talks about in her book, The Greatest Secret, letting go of a belief can be as simple as looking at the belief and acknowledging that it's just a belief that you've assumed. And I know this may be a little out there for some people, but for somebody today, I'm getting the message you've tried everything else, you may as well try this. Try an experiment. What do you have to lose? Nothing, right? It's free. So you can continue to just moment to moment let go of old story, even if old story has you wrapped up, even if old story is causing pain, even if old story is presenting 3D circumstances. Just acknowledge to yourself that's old story. That's limiting belief. And this is what Joe Dispenza's people talk about when they say, I quit identifying with it. I let it go. Hale Dwoskin in the process in the Sedona method talks about, can you let go of the wanting, the state of wanting? So the state of wanting is a state of lack. The state of wanting is that feeling. It's not that you're letting go of, like, hey, I actually am going to want to have that in my life. It's just you're letting go of the state of lack around it. The feeling of lack, that's old story. Can you just, for a second, quit identifying with it? In this moment now, quit identifying with it. Even if it's every single second, you just say, that's old story. It's old story. It's old story. And you allow it and you love it, right? You're not shoving it down and resisting it, but you're just like, I just see that as old story. Oh. And then you choose your new story because it's all now. So you're recreating everything right now. So for a moment, maybe consider that if you're experiencing something negative, that you're recreating it each and every moment by continuing to engage with it. So even if the emotion is here, just love yourself for having that emotion and allow it. It's fine, but just acknowledge that it's old belief. And it's all the same. So that's what this lady was talking about. Set your intention and attention on what you do want. And then if old story crops up, just acknowledge it's old story. And this kind of goes along with the observer effect too. So those of you who kind of are studying the quantum physics stuff, the double slit experiment was an experiment done by a group of physicists that had the theory that particles are in wave form until they are observed, and then they become whatever the intention is of the people in the room. And you can look this up at the double slit experiment. It's pretty interesting. So, but the point is that you simply put your attention on something and your intention on something, and that's what it becomes. And by continuing to let go of old story, those particles turn back into waveform, turn back into possibility. An old story can over time fade away. So like when Joe Dispenza and Carolyn Leaf talk about rewiring your neurological pathways, consider for a moment that like what you're rehearsing over and over is just a habit. The mental patterns that you get into, the mental emotional patterns that you get into is just a habit because that's the way your brain has been wired over time with continuing to pick up old story. So by choosing to continue to let go of old story and pick up a new story, you're rewiring that pathway and creating the possibility for something new. You're letting go moment to moment and creating something new. You're letting go of old belief and putting your intention and attention on something new. It's all the same. You're forgiving the old belief. You're engaging in forgiveness of old belief and engaging in something new. You are healing old beliefs by understanding that they're just old beliefs, and you're allowing something new to come in. They're all talking about the same thing. So, and listen, old story will continue to crop up as you're rewiring yourself, right? But like understand that if old story crops up, it's not because you're failing. It's just because you're rewiring. It's just a habit. So once you get into that spiral, don't be afraid of the spiral. Just acknowledge that, oh, I've just gotten wrapped up in old story. It just tied me up for a second. And you can just allow yourself to step off that hamster wheel. And then what's the emotion and feeling and vision of the new story? Oh. And you can simply choose a new reality. And the more you do that over and over and over, those pathways get stronger. And that becomes the new habit. Right? So it's just interesting. I had it all kind of come together for me. It doesn't have to be woo-woo. I mean, you've got scientific experiments that talk about it. You've got spiritual processes that talk about it. You've got a psychological process with the Sedona method of letting go of negative emotions. It's like all the same thing. So it doesn't matter what program you subscribe to. It all is the same. So wherever you subscribe to old story, and each moment is an opportunity to create a new one. So noodle that. Let me know what you think. It's just some ponderings I've had and some experiences I've had the last few days. So anyway, love y'all. Hope you have a great day. If you have any questions, just drop me a question in the chat and I'll answer it to my best experience. I'm no guru. Just sharing what I'm experiencing. So have a great day. Talk soon.